All right, welcome. It's Chris Reynolds, and I'm here with the PMG gals, and so we're excited. Welcome to All Pro Team Talks here at Metro West. So, how you guys doing this morning?
Good.
All right, so we're in a crazy market, and so ultimately, the four-letter word I feel like going around town is interest rates, right? And so, before we get to that and secure the faith in this crazy economy, let's talk about PMG a little bit. How long has the company been around? How long you guys been working? What you do? Tell us all of that. Go ahead, Felicia. You go first.
I've been in the mortgage business 21 years, and we've been together for 25.
All right.
Yeah. And so it's been great.
So you've survived crazier times, so that's encouraging. Wendy?
So PMG was formed in February of 2007, and we originally started in Villarica, and our office has been in Bremen since 12?
12.
Yeah,
12. 15 years. I said 25.
15, yeah. So,
Yeah, well, I won't take it harshly because we are VR, and so, but that's okay.
Yes.
That's okay. It's good that you got started there. And tell us about you, Tanya.
I've been in the business for about 32 years, we just decided.
Yeah.
And I went from a typewriter to a computer. So I've typed recipe on a typewriter before. So
Half of these people that watch us may not know what a typewriter is. Ribbon and all. I remember it as well. So that's amazing. So we're in trying times. I mean, we just came off a crazy couple years, okay? And it's one of those things as we're working with buyers and sellers, this interest rate keeps coming around, which you guys aren't necessarily in control of. So tell us a little bit about PMG and kind of how y'all serve, what you offer, and how you kind of navigate these seasons.
Well, when we first started our business, we started with the logo, delivering mortgages to secure your future.
Okay.
And that is the motto we've stayed with for the last 15 years. Yeah. And I said this in the sales meeting earlier. I had somebody call me and said, "You did my grandmother's loan." And I'm
That's
like,
amazing.
Whoa.
Yeah.
So I was feeling a little old. But it's a marathon. It's not a sprint.
Yeah.
And it just, but you just start securing people with homes, and we've just built our name for their service.
Yeah.
And here we are, 15 years in.
That's fantastic. Well, tell me this, because we just got finished doing some podcasts, when you're buying a house, things you need to do, things you need to know when it comes to securing a mortgage, what are some important things for people to consider before they ever have a conversation with you?
Down payment, credit.
Job, time.
Yeah.
It's, lots of times when you're thinking about moving, then you think, well, I'm going to get a new job. Well, it's better to go ahead and secure the mortgage before you make that job switch.
Okay.
Unless you're relocating and you're getting more money.
Sure.
It's just think about the stability of what you would want to lend money to when you're looking at somebody. If you're thinking, well, would I lend my friend who just changed jobs 3 times money? Well, probably not. So it's just common sense.
Yeah, that makes sense. And we tell people all the time, hey, secure a pre-approval before you really even start working with us. And so how soon in the process should people come to you guys? I mean, is it okay if they're 6 months out from really wanting to buy? Like, you guys kind of help counsel to get them where they need to be, I'm assuming?
Yes, absolutely. I mean, most people are renting, so they have a lease, and they want to get around that and how much money they have down or work on credit.
Right.
So, yes.
And I think with first-time home buyers, it's great to bring them in and 6 months to even a year and just say, hey, this is what it's going to look like. I mean, I know rates change, but to start thinking, well, do I need a down payment because they have to save, and or just think through it. And sometimes, with first-time home buyers, rates are a little bit better, down payments are a little less, but they want to see reserves. Do they have the ability to save? It's the ability to repay and the ability to save, because, you may have a hot water heater go out the first year.
Right.
Is that going to send you over into foreclosure? Then you probably don't need to buy a house.
Sure. Well, so I talked to a guy in town. He owns a car dealership. All right. He had an 850 credit score. This customer came in. All he could get him, now I understand this is cars against houses, but I'm going to get to what I'm going to ask you guys. All he could get him was a 9% with an 850 credit score. So does credit score and our interest rates right now, I mean, are we still working together there, or is everybody just going to pay a lot on an interest rate right now?
Good question.
Well, I mean, it's rate to risk.
Okay.
So the lower the credit score, the riskier the loan.
Sure.
So that becomes a higher rate because you're paying for the risk. But, a lot of times with, it doesn't matter if you're buying a used house or a new house like a car. So, you're going to it's going to be new to you. So you don't get dinged for a house that was built in 1995,
right?
Which you'd get dinged if you bought a car that was built.
Smart, right.
So it's a little bit different there, but you do have like a first-time home buyer has better products. I mean, they have more leeway in products because the government, they have FHA, VA, USDA. If they're VA eligible, they have VA, and you can do 100% financing. So if you're not a first-time home buyer, you can still do 100% financing, but it just depends on the whole situation. But it's not going to be like it's 9% higher because you have either you qualify or you don't, and then you're going to be in the gamut of the rates available.
Sure. So in your guys' mind, are we, going into next year, are we going to see some relief at all? I know you don't have a crystal ball. I know you're not in charge of rates, but just with kind of historically, you guys have shown that you've been in the business for a while. So you've seen the up and down gamut that we have. Is there going to be hope? Is there a better time of the year? Is there, do people need to go ahead and just bite the bullet because it's not going to change? Or, because we're trying to figure out, do we encourage people to wait until spring because that's when you can sell a house a little easier? What does rates look like as we go forward? Any clue there?
Well,
that's a big question.
That is a big question. I guess I'll take the lead on this. I will say this is my thought process. I think that when the Fed started moving prime, the secondary market had a knee-jerk reaction. They went way up. I mean, they went whoop up. Yeah. And I think they're stabilizing. And the hope, we always got to have hope. The hope is that they will stabilize and be where they are, and the shock will be gone. So the rates may not go back to where they ever were, but the shock factor's gone. Yeah. And people who are pre-qualified in the 2s and 3s are now being qualified in the 4s and 5s and 6s, so the shock factor's not there.
Which is a normal rate.
Right, it's a normal rate.
Yeah,
historically is a low rate.
Yes.
So, and I've done double digits where people didn't bat an eye. I mean, when I first got into it, we were doing double digits.
For that grandma.
Yeah, grandma got a 10. So
just saying. Poor grandma, it's okay.
But, so the shock factor's not going to be there, and it's going to level out, and I think that we're in a great area. West Georgia's in a great area. Yes. It's a growing area. Building costs are coming down. So, we had the perfect storm the other way, but I think the perfect storm the right way is coming. Right. So I think, it's just, I think we just got to move forward and know what's coming within this parameter and be smart, start thinking ahead and be ready to buy when your time comes.
Well, and you guys do a lot of math. Goodness, I'm glad I don't. But ultimately, what you can figure is over the last couple of years, let's say you paid $500,000 for a house. Well, those prices have come down a little bit, but though the interest rate's gone up, the price of the house has come down. That's so it's not way off. Like we're not, as scared as people are, there's still some opportunity, and people would probably be surprised if they called y'all to see that it's not as astronomical as in their mind, right? Am I crazy with that?
No, you're not.
Okay, because we were selling houses and people were paying for it, but there was plenty of times where, as a realtor, we do comps, and I'm going, there's no way. And then you got 17 offers for $25,000 over the no way that I gave them. And so, but with it transitioning, there's still hope in the market.
Of course.
Yeah.
Of course.
And we still have an inventory issue, but you guys offer a ton of different programs. You want to tell us about any of those that if we called PMG today that you could help folks out, whether they're first time or whether they're looking to buy something? Is there different opportunities they can take to kind of help with that rate a little bit?
Well, if you're a first-time home buyer, right now the Freddie Mac and Fannie Mae have lowered some of their adjustments to rates for those opportunities for sure. So that's better. Yeah. And that helps a lot, especially if you're in the mid-credit score range. Yeah.
And we talked a little bit about buy-downs in our sales meeting this morning, but, there's some interest there, too, which is kind of crazy that somebody who's selling could offer to pay down a rate for you for a couple of years. But there's some crazy programs out there. They just need to take the time to call, basically, at the end of the day, because I'm sure the difference between me and you, or you. I mean, it just really depends on the person, correct?
Everybody's unique.
Yeah.
Everybody.
Yes.
That's awesome. Well, tell us how to contact you, again, where you are, and, give us the best encouragement you got on the top of your head right now.
Well, I'll tell us about where we are,
Yeah.
and Tony Felicia can finish. So we have a website, www.pmghome.net, and I think the best thing about PMG is we're there from 8:30 to 5:30.
Yeah.
And for the last 16 years, I've answered the phone. So
Y'all answer phones?
Yes.
yes.
Wow,
So,
that's unheard of this day and
or
age.
you
getting
can
somebody
walk
on the
into
phone.
our office. We're at 406 Alabama Avenue in Bremen. We're across from Tanner.
Okay.
And, our customer service is what we offer. You can actually come in and sit down and talk to us. We're
That's fantastic.
live and real and available all the time.
We have an awesome staff.
Yeah.
All of our processors are licensed, so
Good.
when you get to the process, and they can answer the questions just like the loan officer. We spend a lot of time on educating them.
Yep.
And I'm old school, of course, because I did your grandmother's loan.
Yeah.
I like for people to come in and meet with them face to face because you
Yeah.
learn so much,
Sure.
and especially, I think we do a horrible job with kids and money and that
Yeah.
thing, and they come and sit down, and you can actually give them a piece of paper. You can draw out a budget for them and help them. And
That's awesome.
And I think that's for first time home buyers. If you could get the opportunity to come in and sit down, then you're going to this is the biggest decision you're going to ever make as a young adult. And if you can educate yourself into the right situation, the right program, the right rate, then you can set yourself up for success right off the gate.
That's fantastic. That's great. Alicia, you want to close us out?
I was just going to say, if you're, like you said earlier, if you're thinking about purchase a home in the future, call, see what you're looking at.
All right, perfect. Well, and usually we don't try to do anything that would time stamp these podcasts, but the last question I have is very important. UGA or LSU?
Go Dogs.
There we go. Go Dogs. So, man, we're excited you guys tuned in with us to this All Pro Team Talk here at Metro West. And hopefully this has been some good insight. Thank you, ladies, for being a part of this.
Thank you for having us.
And ultimately, get in touch with me, and I will get you in touch with them, or you got all of that information. We'll also post that. But there's never a better time to buy, or at least to start now. So hopefully you'll trust locally because I know we do. And we appreciate you checking us out.